more on both Apttus and Vistex, and then any others you think you generally work with or see around the CMO decision-making process would be helpful.
Yeah, so Vistec is really, really interesting with their channel and revenue management capabilities that they provide. The only drawback I have with them is that they tend to be very much focused on the SAP HANA, and the size of the SAP HANA implementations, number one, is shrinking. So they've been losing consistently both to Workday and Oracle. Now, the capabilities on Vistec, very clean integration. It almost feels like you haven't left the SAP module at all. So if you're used to working with the SAP framework, makes great sense. I'm actually surprised that SAP hasn't acquired them yet, quite frankly. So that's for Vistec. And Apttus, see, they've been, I met them maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and they've been working on redefining themselves as a go-to-market program management software as well. So the whole thing is essentially, from a CMO's perspective, how do you do CPQ in a multi-channel environment, manage these promotions? Now, once I have these promotions and prices built up, there's a specific timeline for how long that project exists. It's usually 3 to 9 months. So can I have these templates that can be reused, repurposed, and can I manage them to the nth degree? Personally, I've done a bunch of POCs with Apttus, but I've never had any of my clients buy them.
Okay. And then for both of them, who do you think their target customer is? I know you generally work with the Fortune 500 base, and you noted that you're generally working on implementing technologies with the large behemoth guys like Oracle and Salesforce. These more independent guys, specifically in the CMO world on the go-to-market side of things, Vistex and Apttus, what type of organization, what size organization, whether it's a vertical focus or a geography that they're excelling in, how do you describe their customer bases?
Quite frankly, it's such a small portion of the overall CMO budget. Usually comes
right.
out of the CPQ budget, right? And even the CPQ budget is not a line item. So generally it gets hidden. It generally gets hidden in either in project management or in other go-to-market activities. I can't say that, hey, they excel in a specific vertical or a specific industry other than Vistex does really well when HANA is the de facto platform, because they just don't want to look at something else to integrate with. Where I've seen Apttus having the ability to shine is the fact that the user is really, really clean compared to any of the other players that I have seen. Sorry, that's about it. I can tell you on that. It's just such a small blip on the budget that I just don't pay that much attention to.
No worries. And then I guess sort of that, and in that same vein of thought, just to make sure we've covered our bases. And outside of the big guys, when looking at sort of CMO go-to-market side of the PRM solutions, are there any other names you think who are doing a good job or interesting that you've kind of come across?
Some of the newer players are doing interesting work. They may not call it PRM yet, but in essence, it's the same problems that they're solving. One is a company called Asana. It's fundamentally a project management capability, and now they've been building templates to do some of these capabilities, and it's really cool. And in fact, I think in the next
called again? Sorry, Mark.
Asana. Asana, ASANA. It's this